right outside of some classrooms.
If the hallways at Davis High School could talk.
I know that it was racially motivated.
Somebody got a knife out of their car. There were tensions between two groups.
They'd tell a story of a campus disrupted nearly 40 years ago.
At the high school today, the mood is one of shock
by a sudden act of violence.
There are a lot of white kids here that are prejudiced.
It happened on May 4th, 1983. Teacher Grace Kim was in her classroom.
Then suddenly, outside, I heard lots of noise and screaming.
Tensions between a small group of white students and a small group of Vietnamese students boiled over.
One of them was stabbed, somebody said. So I ran out.
Davis police discovered 17-year-old student Tong Hai Huen bleeding on the ground. He died 2 hours later at the hospital.
James Pierman faces felony murder charges. Many of Tong's
officers arrested then 16-year-old student James Pierman for using a knife to fatally stab Huen in the torso.
Just transferred to our high school from Long Beach. He bothered those 3 boys almost every day, calling name and threatening them.
A jury convicted Pierman of voluntary manslaughter, sentencing him to 6 years in juvenile prison. The verdict devastated Huen's family and left supporters shocked. Advocates said they'd expected a harsher punishment.
Really sad situation. They don't speak English well and no money.
Huen was survived by his mother, brother, and sister. Their family fled war in Vietnam just 3 years earlier, only to be met with tragedy in Davis.
Everybody's really sensitive about it now, so they'll, be extra nice to those kids.
But prejudice remained a constant fixture in the community. Before the trial, on the day of Huen's funeral, a group calling itself the White Student Union littered the Davis High School campus with racist leaflets, blaming immigrants for taking away jobs from white people. Davis High School's principal said the union had no ties to the school.
I think it's really alienating. Like, it makes you feel like you don't really truly ever belong.
Fast forward 38 years later. We sat down with 3 current Davis High students on what it's like to be Asian American today.
Growing up, you face so many microaggressions. I've spent my entire life trying to convince my classmates I'm not going to eat their dogs, I'm not going to eat their scorpions.
I've been told that I can't drive properly and I am meant to go back to my country, which I was born in America, so that really hurts being told that.
The girls told me they see Davis as a safe community, but they continue to feel the sting of racism.
With the recent Asian American hate crimes, it was kind of like a huge reminder for me that a lot of people in this country don't see you as American. I was born here, I think I'm very American, but there are people that just see you as a foreigner.
After Huen's death, the school started an initiative called Friendship Day. Students meet every week over various activities aimed at building empathy and inclusivity on campus. Riley and Sarah are members.
By really kind of getting to know one another, we learn that there's a lot more that unites us than separates us.
Kevin Williams is the advisor for Friendship Day. He also teaches history and race and social justice.
When immigrants come to our country, probably any country, there's always that period of they're not us. That's them, they're the others. Maybe the answer is not just teaching history and saying these are the mistakes we made, but also saying what could we have done differently, what power structures need to be in place to actually fix the problem.
We found Huen's photo in the Davis High yearbook. It is his only mention. There is nothing written on his death.
So this is not only the memorial site, but it's where it happened.
After the incident, the community built this memorial on campus at the site where Huen lost his life. While some flowers still grow, the planter is largely taken over by weeds.
You could look at that plaque and really honestly have no clue what happened.
There's always room for improvement.
The conversation over race and equity continues.